Hey there, how you guys are doing today? Welcome back to Teacher Tuesday. All right, we got our Teacher Talk Tuesday. I am Taji, the teacher's teacher. Welcome to the party where we are definitely going to give you all the things that you need for this week and the next week and the next week and the next week. We are here to support you, and we are super focused on creating that environment, that safe space for us to learn. Okay. So I'm here, I'm chill. I'm in my Kidmistry corner. I love my little corner. This is the corner my kids play in, and it's comfortable. I stay in this space all the time, and I'm here. How y'all doing? How are you? If you haven't had an opportunity already, make sure you are sharing this with all of your teacher friends. You never know what we are able to learn together. And so make sure that you are sharing these gems, because I am here to make sure that you win, you feel confident, you have the clarity, and we are breaking down those complex things and making them very clear and concise so you can turn around and implement it in your classroom on the following day. So I'm gonna give y'all a little time. Go ahead and join the party. I'm jamming a little bit. I don't even know if you can hear the music. If you can hear the music, go ahead and put me something in the chat. Let me know. But I have to create like a vibe, an ambiance. I have to do all the things because that's what I do in my classroom. I have to make sure that everybody in the room is kind of feeling a little light, less pressure, because kids don't learn when they feel pressure, right? So we have to create those environments. And so I do the same for you. You are important to me, and I wanted to make sure that you have everything that you need in order to be successful. So I just want to make sure that we are all good to go. I am streaming on Taji the Teacher's Teacher Facebook. I am on LinkedIn, Taji the Teacher's Teacher, and also Kidmistry. You should be able to connect with that. And then I'm on YouTube. YouTube has all the things, all the videos, Taji the Teacher's Teacher. If you go to YouTube, you'll find a lot of other videos that I created just for you. So let me double check to make sure that we're good to go and that I am live and good to go on our platforms. Okay, good. I see that I'm on LinkedIn, so that's good. And again, hey there, welcome. I'm Taji, the teacher's teacher. I'm so glad to see you. We have been working on resetting before you quit. Y'all ain't quit yet. Have you quit? Please don't tell. Please don't tell me you turned in the pink slip. Oh my goodness. Please tell me that you have a little hope to stay there in the classroom. I know it's tough. It's a lot going on, but I got you. And I want to see you excel. Okay. So don't quit. Don't, fold up the pink slip a little bit. Make sure you take your computer home. Okay. Don't leave it on the desk and disappear. We have you here. Now, just to introduce myself, my name is Taji. I am the teacher's teacher. I love to help teachers to confidently convert their complex content into clear and concise concepts. What does that mean? Okay, well, it means that I love to help you transform the wait, what moments in your classroom into aha breakthrough for not only you, but for your students. Our company is called Kidmistry, where we are unlocking the science behind learning for all kids. And how do we do that? Through supporting new teachers. That's how we do that. Okay. We also have a group and a community that will launch soon, where you're able to join this community, get all of the gems, the resources, all the things that you're going to need in order to be successful in your school year. All right, so stay tuned for that information. Now, I'm about to get this party started. I do need to take a little sip. It's a little, it's a little toasty where I'm at. Maybe it's the ring light. I don't know. But I hope you guys are doing good. I'm doing well. God is good. And so we're in here thriving and making sure that we are showing up for one another. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning in. All right, my lovelies, let's get this party started. We are here today because we want to give you the data glow up, okay? And what I mean by data glow up, we are going to transition from stress, yes, stress, to strategy, okay? And there's 3 essential moves that you can make as a teacher and implement, you may be able to implement it tomorrow, but for sure on Monday. 3 teacher moves that every teacher needs to make in order to have a data glow up, a focused way to look at the data. Now, somebody told me, wait a minute, I don't want to talk about no data. School is over. Data, what you mean? I'm not doing none of that. Okay, classes are over. I hear you. I understand. Okay, but guess what? It's never too early to put some of this in your toolkit for the following year. Also, you can actually utilize your data in a very low pressure way at this point where you are trying to figure out where kids are, how you can get them to grow, and how you can get them to be successful in the classroom and prepared for the following grade level. So there's other ways, and just hold tight. I got you. I know you're tired. I got you. But we're gonna make sure that you are aware of all the things. Okay. All right. So again, I am sharing my screen. Again, reset before you quit. This is week 3. The data glow up. We're going from stress to strategy. All right. Again, I'm Taji Wright Fitz, also known as Taji, the teacher's teacher. I am the principal consultant and founder of Kidmistry, where we are unlocking the science behind learning for all kids. Okay. And we help teachers to transform wait what moments into aha breakthroughs for kids. Now, I know I'm going to come down a little bit because, child, I feel led. Now, one thing I'm not is tone deaf. And I know that there's so much going on in this world today. There's so much going on in our schools. And it just feels, sometimes it can feel like an uphill battle. And so I just want you to understand, and I want you to know, and I am reaffirming you that I am praying for all of our educators throughout the country, throughout the world. I want you to understand that you got somebody who is in your corner, who understands the challenges of sometimes not even wanting to go to work every morning, to drag yourself out of the bed, right? I understand that it can feel super overwhelming, in addition to all of the things that we have going on, the safety issues, the changes in legislation, some of the politics that we just don't understand, because sometimes you just want to be able to teach, and you want to be able to teach in peace. And it's just so many things that are circling around the topic of education. So I just wanted to reaffirm and let you know that I am praying for you. I care about you. I am keeping you lifted. I'm decreeing and declaring that you have the strength to make it through this season, that you are operating in wisdom, that you are making sure that you are taking care of yourself, your well-being, your physical, mental, emotional well-being, and that you are in a space of a peace that surpasses all understanding. I don't know how you feel if you believe, but I want you to understand that I am affirming and reaffirming with you that I got your back, and I am praying for you through this season. Not only are you carrying the load and the responsibility of educating your scholars who have a variation of needs, you are also caring so much about society, what's going on in your personal lives. A lot of people have children who also are in schools, and you see the news on a day-to-day basis. And I just wanted to let you know that I'm always praying for you, and I'm always lifting you up on the daily, because you matter. All right? You matter. and we're cheering for you. We are encouraging you and we love you. Thank you so much for all the things that you're doing for our children. All right. I want to kind of get into this deep dive, and I'm such a visual person. I don't know about y'all, but I got to see it. I got to see it. And so I got to put these visuals in front of you. Why am I talking about data? And child, why are we talking about data on April the 22nd? Well, I'm going to tell you this. It's almost like you're driving on a dark road, okay? And imagine yourself driving down a very dark road and you don't have your headlights on. The headlights provide you the clarity and the view to know where you're going, so that if you have to pivot or swirl or avoid something that is honest that you see in the road, you can see it. You can see it coming a mile away. And that's what data is. Data is so important. It's like, I think about it like headlights on a dark road. It's something, if something is off, we see it early and we can course correct. That's how we keep every scholar moving toward and forward, one small but mighty adjustment at a time. Okay? It's very important. I also want to share a quick video, because what I have learned as an educator is that, number one, you have all these other pressures about, okay, data, and sometimes you don't know, why is it important? Why are we doing this on a day-to-day basis? And what about the kids? Well, I can show you this video, which is also on our YouTube channel, which shows you how you can get your kids involved. So this is just a quick example of how I was able to get my kids excited about the data. And this was something I did on a weekly basis. Okay, so every Monday, I showed them how they did on their previous assessment on that Friday, and this is how they felt about it. So I'm gonna play the video real quick. Okay, you can clap a third period if you want to. No. Wow, watch this. Okay, so that's third period. They grew 15 points. If I want 15 points, I'm gonna cut this pencil. Okay, now let's look at. Okay, drum roll, please. 64. Okay, so I'm glad that you're happy to see your data, right? Yeah. So fourth period, you guys grew 13 points since last week's Power DOL, and you beat third period. Okay. You only beat them by 3 points, but that's progress, right? Y'all, I love to watch that video because it just reminds me of how excited and how you can really bring in student buy-in as it pertains to data and what that can look like. And so I just remember throughout the week, I would show them how they did, and I would provide them with the data of how they did as the entire class, and then individually. I'm about to show you how I implemented that. But when I tell you, with the kids, when they were really zoned in and focused and they knew what their numbers were, I got so much out of them. I really did. And so I'm about to get ready and show what that can look like for you. And I'm going to pull up this presentation really quickly because it's extremely important. Hold on, y'all. Let me give me a little coffee. I need just a little shake. Yeah, so y'all like my cup? You see my cup? I know, it's my favorite. My little elephant with the trunk up. I know. Isn't that cute? Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's like super powerful with that particular video. And I'm going to show you what that can look like, how simple it is, and then the implementation process, okay? I also want to remind you that everything that I'm talking about is in this Smart Spark guide, okay? It's a reset guide. And I have a lot of tips. It's a short read. It's just a lot of tips that you can use that's going to help you reset in the middle of the year so that you can reclaim your sanity. You can practice these new tools and these new strategies, and you can master before the beginning of next school year. So this is free. All you have to do is go to our website and go to kidmistry.com/teacher talk. Go to kidmistry.com/teacher talk, and you will be able to have access to this free guide. Just share your email with us so we can keep you abreast of all the things that we have coming up for the year and for the summer. Okay. All right. So tonight's highlights, these are the three things. In order to have a data glow up, it's very important that you do these three moves. You're going to choose a data schedule. We also call that a data cycle, okay? Your data cycle can be daily or weekly, or you can do monthly. Now, what I recommend, so you can kind of get adjusted to it, I recommend starting with weekly first, but also spiraling in opportunities to check the student's understanding throughout your lesson, okay? You also need to learn that it is important to group your students, and yes, I mean even at the end of the school year, group your students in some strategic groups that's going to help them to, for you to target them for small group, and you can also, you can also work with them in have mixed groups, and you can work with them in a way where they can kind of feed off each other in some type of group project or something like that at the end of the year. And then I highly recommend for you to digitize your data feedback. So a lot of us used to sit and say, okay, let's have one-on-one conversations, but who has time to meet with over 100 kids at the same time, right? Or to sit down with 20 something kids in the classroom. So I'm going to show you how you can digitize your data feedback in a clear way and show them your data, show them their weekly data very quick and very efficiently. Okay. Now, this is what I mean by a data cycle. So this is an example of if you're going to turn around data for the following day. I do this a particular cycle when we are really focusing on very important standards that I know that they will be assessed on the at the end of the school year on the assessment, like the STAR if you're in Texas, or the end of the school year assessment, whatever it is. So for instance, if we have an exit ticket of 5 questions, okay, I'm going to find a way to grade those exit tickets. Now, we've had a digital way of doing it where you can have them click it in. You can scan it on your phone through a program our district had was called All in Learning. There's also another free program for all teachers called Plickers, where they're able to show, and you can scan it on your phone. They can show what the answers are. We can get into Plickers, and let me know if you want me to create like a tutorial video on that. But it's really good, and it's a free platform. And I'll put the link at the bottom of this video. So anyway, you need to find a way. This is a quick turnaround. So in order for this to be achieved, you have to find a way to quickly grade the exit tickets. Once you do that, you look at your data and you see which is the lowest performing skill, like below 50%. That can be your threshold, okay? So anything below 50%, if it's something even lower, I would always address the skill that if you just spiral it in the following day doing the do now, then it needs to be something that it's just a small tweak or a small misconception that you can address in order to get the quick win. Okay. So if there's a performing standard that they really bombed, like 20%, and then you have another performing standard that is like 55%, I will most likely address the 55% the following day. The question that they scored a 55% on, that is the one that I will address the following day, not the 20%. And I'm going to tell you why. The 20%, it sounds as if that needs to be a whole class reteach. The 55% sounds like there could be a mixture or some sort of a misconception that you can easily address. And during the do now, which is maybe only 5 to 7 minutes, you may be able to address it very quickly during that time and get the quick win. Just a little strategy. Okay. So some people like to reteach the whole thing. No, go for the strategy and get the win, get the quick win. Okay. Another data cycle I can share with you is that this is the weekly example that I've done before. I've been able to, let's say Friday, they have their power DOL or they have their power assessment or the end of the week big exit ticket where you don't have any more than 10 questions, right? I made sure that the kids put their answers in with that assessment. Then I was able to really identify which question they did not do well in. That's fine for the following Monday because this happens on Friday. So for the following Monday, I spiraled that question or that skill in my do now. Cool. Then I also showed my students how they did as a class and then how they did individually. I'm going to show you that, but the cycle is Friday, take their exam, 10 questions, no more than 10 questions. Then on Monday, they saw their data and it was very consistent. And I had kids who were like, okay, where's our data? Like they were looking forward to it. So as long as you remain consistent, you get that student buy-in. Okay. And I'm going to show you how I've done that. So this is like a slide that I will show with the standard. Okay. This is the exit ticket. This is the class period. And then I was very clear about the goal. All right. The goal is 80% on moon phases, seasons on your power DOL. And then I was also very transparent about their class average. Now I'm going to be real with you. In order to do this, you have to create a class culture that is supportive, that the kids are willing to grow and not beat each other up about data. Okay. You have to create that class culture. You reaffirm with the students, hey, in this room, we use data to make sure that you get all the things that you need. This is not the time for you to tease another student. This is not the time for you to mess up or create a distraction in our classroom. This is the time for us to reflect as a group and for us to strategize, get our mind right, and focus for this week. Okay. So again, our goal is 80% as a class. Did we meet our goal? Obviously, they'll say, no, we didn't meet our goal. Okay, bet. So now we need to think about what moves do we need to make to ensure that we meet our 80% goal this week. Then the following slide, I always show them what their grade is based on the student ID number. Okay. That is a quick way for me to give them the feedback. And so this is what I mean. So I would pull their information, bring out their IDs, and this is the standard how I introduce it. I introduce it in a way where it is, okay, we're at a voice level 0. This is before I show it. So we're at a voice level 0. I need you to only focus on your ID number, and I need you to open up your journal or your data sheet, and you're going to write down your grade next to the ticks that you see on the page, okay? This is how you did in that particular category. Now, voice level 0, we're not talking about anybody. We're not doing all of this. I'm about to show you how you did. And believe it or not, I'm talking about middle schoolers because I taught middle schoolers. A lot of people were really fixated on their grade, right? I also use this as an opportunity to be very clear about numbers, because the numbers do not necessarily say, oh, this student is not capable. It's just a snapshot of where they are in that present moment with that skill. Okay. And so now I am able to show them their grade. Then I say, okay, this is where we was the previous week. We were here at 50% and we grew to 87.5%. I make sure that I make time to identify the wins. You have to identify the wins. Okay. That's the only way you're going to really get student buy-in. Always connected to your goal. Always connected to a win. Find a win. Okay. Dig deep sometimes. Even if you want to say, you know what, I was looking at all of your papers and I saw that you did a tremendous job showing your work. Say it out loud. You cannot stay in that negative space. Always identify a win. Okay. All right. So I hope that's helpful. Again, I'm going to, the highlights are, you're going to choose a data schedule. Remember, you can choose a cycle, whether it is going to be daily or weekly. You can group your students in a very intentional way. You can do it where it's just all the students who may be struggling with a specific standard, who may have a small group with you, or heterogeneous, where you have a student who is who understands that particular standard but is weak in another, and another student who is weak in the standard that the other student understands, and they can cross teach each other. You can do the same thing with a student who is an emerging bilingual, who is learning the language, and you are mixing the group as well. You're doing that so that they can build community in this work of data and analyzing their own data and doing something about it. Okay, that's what we want our kids to do. And then most importantly, digitize your data feedback. A lot of times I gave my kids quizzes and I never gave them their papers back with the feedback. And I realized I didn't have time for that. What I did create is a way for them to see their grade very quickly, notate it. I gave them the paper, or I found another way for somebody to pass those papers out another time, but at least they received the feedback on that Monday. And so the only way that can happen is if you digitize it, because you're going to make sure that the kids they need to know where they are at all times. Okay, so keep up that consistent system. All right, so all of this that I just talked about is in our reset before you. I hope that this was something that is really going to, walk you through the process. And most importantly, I want you to download this. And if you have any questions, you can always DM me. And I will make sure that I address your questions so that we can get you all the support that you need, okay? And I actually had a few teachers DM me from last week and has some other questions. So I do want to take out some time to address at least one or two questions now, okay? And make sure I'm good. Okay. All right, so y'all there? All right, cool. I want to make sure that I am addressing a few questions. So one of the questions that I do want to address is, how do I even start tracking data without getting overwhelmed? I agree, because sometimes it can be so much. You have like the data from the beginning of the year, you have their previous star, you have all of these other assessments, right? And so one thing that I want you to do is start very specific and intentional. Let's say, for instance, you're going to start monitoring an exit ticket. Okay. And what I mean by exit ticket, this is just maybe 3 questions at the end of the lesson that your kids are going to answer to show that they have mastered it. Choose one. Or let's say you can analyze the data based on how they did on a do now question. Okay. Don't try to do all of these different things at the same time. You can just start with an exit ticket. Make sure that you're turning around that feedback and you're spiraling in however way they did, whichever question of the 3 that they did not do well on, that you can get a quick win on, spiral it the next day. The only thing is that when you have a lot of data points, data become useless when you're not using it to make instructional adjustments. It's only meant for you to respond to it. So if you're not responding to it, it's extra. It's a lot. It's overwhelming. So just be intentional about which data you want to respond to close the gap. Okay, another one is, how can data actually save me time instead of creating more work? That's a real question. How can data save more time instead of creating more work? One way that data can save you more time is that you have to focus on which one matters. And it's also a little mindset work that you're going to have to do. Okay. Now, if you're driving this car, but you don't know where you're going, you are really assuming what your kids need rather than, and that is doing them a disservice. Okay. So instead of assuming what they need, use your data to determine what they need and just make one quick adjustment. One of the most important skills that I received, I think, am I okay? Are y'all good? Can y'all see me? Because I think I'm freezing a little bit. So yes, it was very important to learn how to really know point. Just focus on your exit go, because I saw that I was lagging a little bit. Are y'all with me? Are you with me? Just focus on your exit go. Okay, am I back? Are y'all with me? And I'll probably re-record that. Just focus on your exit go. Okay, am I back? All with is that number one, I want to hear from you sure that you are what's going on with my computer? Okay, are y'all still there? I'm back, and I hope all is well. Okay, my computer literally shut out. So thank you for being patient. I will edit this accordingly, but I didn't want to miss out on the opportunity to, number one, make sure that you guys are following all of our pages. Go to Taji the Teacher's Teacher on YouTube. Facebook, we have a group. And then also I am on Kidmistry on LinkedIn, and we have our website, kidmistry.com/teacher talk. I will continue the teacher talk next week. Okay. And I cannot wait to see you in the room. So make sure that you're sharing this information, and I'll be having a few recaps with the resources already connected to it. All right. I'll see you guys later, and I'll see you on next Teacher Tuesday.